We know a little bit more tonight about how the caucus votes will be counted here in Nevada. There's been a lot of confusion about that ever since, you'll remember, the state Democratic Party scrapped plans to use apps made by the same company behind the one that failed so miserably in Iowa.
Well, now they're telling us they'll use a cloud-based Google product. Each precinct will have an iPad to tally and send election results. News 3's Gabby Hart goes behind the podium. And Gabby, there are some questions surrounding the security of these iPads.
There are. When it comes to technology or devices like these, there's always some risks like a malfunction or even worse, hackers. So when we found out that the election results would be stored and tallied on an iPad, we pulled in a cybersecurity expert to weigh in. In order to avoid a repeat of the Iowa Caucus chaos, the Nevada Democratic Party ditched the app that was used in Iowa and instead opted for iPads, preloaded with Google Forms for next week's caucus.
We put our heads down, we got to work to make sure that we provide the most secure, efficient, and simple process.
What's being referred to as a caucus tool will be loaded onto at least 2,000 iPads purchased by the party and then distributed to the chair of each precinct. Google Forms will then calculate and submit voting results electronically.
Is it secured here locally or is it secured at Google?
Mac Jackson Jr. is a cybersecurity consultant, and he says anytime you're dealing with technology, there's a risk.
Any device can be hacked if you don't have proper security procedures set up.
And when it comes to something as sensitive as a presidential election, it's not something to take lightly. The party says a second step will rely on submissions to also be made by phone. But according to Jackson, that could also pose a risk.
People have jammed phone lines and cause these calls not to be able to come through.
Jackson says anything can happen, but it's likely the Democratic Party's tech team has it under control and has already thought all of this through.
Hopefully these possibilities or vulnerabilities as we see it have been thought about, and the foreseeability procedures have been set up by the technicians on both sides here in the state of Nevada as well as within Google or where that data will be residing.
Now, early caucus voting kicks off tomorrow and goes through the 18th, and then the official Nevada Caucus Day is February 22nd, so we'll have a chance to see how this all plays out. I'm reporting live. Gabby Hart, News 3.
Gabby, thank you. There is a lot more on the Decision 2020.